Kant on beauty. Why we find things beautiful. The quest to understand beauty has captivated philosophers for millennia, yet few have offered an analysis as rigorous and influential as Immanuel Kant in his Critique of Judgment, 1790. Far from being a mere feeling or a property inherent in the object, Kant's theory posits that our experience of the beautiful arises from a peculiar harmony within our own cognitive faculties, a free and unforced play between our imagination and our understanding. This is the heart of what he terms a judgment of taste. The four moments of the beautiful. To dissect the nature of this unique judgment, Kant breaks it down into four interconnected moments, aspects, or perspectives. These moments are not steps in a process, but different ways of describing the same fundamental mental state experienced when we encounter something beautiful. 1. Disinterestedness. The lack of concept or desire, the moment of quality. When we say an object is beautiful, our pleasure is disinterested. This is perhaps Kant's most critical insight. Our enjoyment is not tied to any practical interest, desire, or concept of utility. We don't care if the object exists. If I call a picture of an apple beautiful, I am not judging the actual apple's edibility, interest in the agreeable, or wishing to own it, interest in the good. The beautiful is entirely separate from desire. A free satisfaction. Our pleasure is purely contemplative. This lack of self-interest is what lends a subjective universality to the judgment. It feels like a pure, unselfish appreciation. 2. Universal subjectivity. Beauty without a concept. The moment of quantity. A judgment of beauty, though based on a subjective feeling of pleasure, makes a universal claim. When you declare, "This rose is beautiful," you are not just saying, "I like this rose." You are implicitly claiming that everyone ought to find it beautiful as well. Subjective universality. This claim is not based on a rule or a concept. We can't prove a rose is beautiful by reference to a definition, the way we can prove a triangle has three sides. The universality stems from the presupposition that all human beings share the same fundamental cognitive structure, the free play of imagination and understanding. The sensus communis. Kant suggests that we feel the need for an aesthetic common sense, sensus communis aestheticus, that grounds this shared feeling, even though it can't be scientifically proven. 3. Purposiveness without a purpose. Free play of faculties. The moment of relation. This is the most challenging and original moment. When we perceive a beautiful object, it appears to be purposive, designed or organized for a reason, yet we cannot assign it an actual determinate purpose. The form of purposiveness. The object's elements, its lines, shapes, and colors, seem perfectly arranged as if they were made to harmonize with our cognitive process. The imagination, which gathers the raw sensory data, and the understanding find themselves in an effortless, harmonious alignment. This blissful, non-resolving dance is the free play that is the pleasure of the beautiful. The object's form seems made for contemplation, not utility. 4. Necessity and exemplary. The feeling of rightness, the moment of modality. We judge the beautiful as something that is necessarily appreciated, even though this necessity is purely subjective. Not a logical necessity. It's not logically required, but it feels right. The judgment is exemplary. It stands as an example of what should please others. The demand. The feeling of pleasure in the object's form is one that we demand others share, a subjective necessity derived from the universal voice we speak with in the judgment of taste. The sublime versus the beautiful. Kant distinguishes the beautiful from the sublime. While beauty is found in the form of an object that suggests purposiveness and involves the harmonious play of faculties, the sublime is found in the formless, in things vast, powerful, or overwhelming, like a massive mountain range or a raging storm. Sublime and overwhelm. The sublime causes a temporary breakdown in our faculties. The imagination is overwhelmed and fails to grasp the sheer magnitude. Sublime and reason. However, the understanding, or more precisely, reason, steps in to remind us that we possess a higher, infinite capacity, our moral destiny and rational mind, that transcends the sensory realm. This feeling of intellectual superiority, despite our physical smallness, is the strange, almost painful pleasure of the sublime. The lasting impact. Pure versus dependent beauty. Kant's theory focuses primarily on pure beauty, pulchritudo vaga, which is beauty independent of any specific concept or perfection, like a non-representational pattern or a piece of instrumental music. He contrasts this with dependent beauty, pulchritudo adherens, where the judgment relies on a pre-existent concept of what the object is. Example, judging the beauty of a horse relies on the concept of a perfect horse. By rooting aesthetic pleasure not in the object's properties or personal desire, but in the universal structure of the human mind, Kant shifted the focus of aesthetics forever. He provided a robust philosophical foundation for the idea that beauty is a transcendent human experience, a momentary glimpse of harmony and freedom that we feel compelled to share. If Kant's deep dive into our minds sparked a harmonious, free play in your own thoughts, show the world your appreciation. Give this video a like, share your own most beautiful or sublime experience in the comments below, and subscribe for more journeys into the profound nature of human experience.